What's the best boat for you? Whether you're fishing the flats for bonefish or trout, heading offshore trolling for dolphin, or bottom fishing for grouper, Florida Sportsman's best boat will provide the information you need to decide which boat is the best boat for you. Florida Sportsman's boating editor and trusted selected experts have traveled to some of Florida's hottest fishing locations to review the latest in outboard technology, as well as run 36 boats in 12 different classes, including flats boats, bay boats, and center consoles. Today on Florida Sportsman's Best Boat, we leave out of the Dockside Inn and clear Fort Pierce Inlet. Here you can target North Shore kingfish, grouper on the reefs, plus offshore dolphin and sails, all in the same day. Our host, Dave East, boating editor of Florida Sportsman magazine, will be joined by Captain Chip Sheehan, one of Florida's top tournament captains and fishing guide who is no stranger to the winner's circle. Dave and Chip will take the class of 29-foot center consoles and put them through their paces. They'll be conducting walkthroughs, test drives, and reviewing key features, all to help you decide if this is the best boat for you.
Welcome to this episode of Florida Sportsman Best Boat. I'm your host, Dave East, boating editor of Florida Sportsman magazine. We're here in Fort Pierce, right at the inlet at the Dockside Inn. We're going to look at a class of 30-foot center console boats that can get you well out into the Gulf Stream, but are still a manageable size to trailer. You know, many of us started off in smaller center consoles, but as our families grew along with our experience, we find the need to get a larger boat that can carry more people and gear and get us a lot further offshore. You know, a good balance between an offshore boat that has serious capabilities, but is still small enough to trailer, is a center console in the 29 to 30-foot range. This boat can be pulled with a full-size pickup or a large SUV, and with twin engines, you still get plenty of performance. Other benefits of a boat in this class, it comes with everything larger. Your live wells are bigger, your fish boxes are deeper and longer. You've got bigger center consoles, most of them have heads. You've got bow seating up in the front of the boat, which may make a 30-foot center console the perfect family fishing boat. When you're running in rough conditions, the longer hull can span more waves. That way when you're headed offshore in search of dolphin or wahoo, it's a much more comfortable ride. And if you're going to stop and bottom fish, the extra width of a 30-foot center console makes fishing for snapper and grouper a lot more comfortable. When it comes to including the family, it's really hard to beat a boat that's 30 feet long and 10 feet wide. Throw in a few dive tank racks and you've got the perfect dive boat. A center console 29 to 30 feet long can perform very well with only 2 engines. That's going to save the fuel and the expense of a triple engine setup. This may make a 30-foot center console the best boat for you.
To best show the key features that makes this class of center console boat stand out, we chose the Cobia 296cc, the Everglades 295cc, and finally the Robalo R300. When Maverick Boat Company acquired Cobia, they totally redesigned the line. With an overall length of 29 feet 7 inches and a 10-foot beam, this boat has the soft ride of a much larger craft, but is surprisingly efficient. 230 gallons of fuel is standard and provides plenty of range, even with the max horsepower of 300. 82 square feet of self-bailing cockpit includes 2 80-gallon fish boxes and twin 28-gallon live wells. With bow and stern seating, a head in the console, plus a leaning post tackle station, the Cobia 296cc is an offshore machine that will satisfy the family and the fisherman. The Everglades 295cc is described as a family-friendly fishing boat. Standard features include a head, shower, stereo, and an anchor windlass. At the helm, you will find a tempered glass hydraulic sliding windshield that allows you to control ventilation and keep you dry. 200 gallons of fuel and 25 gallons of water are held in 2 tanks in the 28-foot 7-inch long hull that is rated for a maximum horsepower of 700. The stable ride is enhanced by a 9-foot 9-inch beam that has a 121 square foot cockpit, 35-gallon live well, and 171-gallon fish box. The design includes cushioned bow and stern seating and an optional side utility door that allows easy access to the water. The Robalo R300 is 29 feet 2 inches long and 10 feet 6 inches wide. It combines tournament-level fishing appointments with a wide array of family features. The versatile bow area converts to a casting platform, sun lounge, or a dinette table with U-shaped seating. Additional seating in the stern folds up out of the way for angling. Bow and stern fish boxes hold over 162 gallons, and there are 2 live wells, 25 and 50 gallons each. At the transom, divers will love the walk-through door leading to the integrated outboard bracket. To the right of the door, the stern seating lifts up to access all of the systems for easy maintenance.
Up next, Dave East will present the Florida Sportsman Best Boat Seminar Series, so stick around. This segment brought to you by Mercury Marine, #1 on the water.
Here she is.
My first Mercury.
Verado, outstanding corrosion protection, proven reliability. And it comes with all this. Say hi to Wendy from customer support. She's always there to help. Jerry from product testing. He dishes out the torture.
They can take it.
Good. And Tim from design. He never misses a detail. Obsessed with quality. Bobby, prop engineer. He turns horsepower into performance. This is George.
It's good to have Mercury behind you. Meet the rest of the team at mercurymarine.com.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman's Best Boat. Let's check in with Dave East as he presents the Florida Sportsman Best Boat Seminar Series.
It goes without saying that as the size of your boat increases, so will the size of your trailer. Let's face it, your boat's going to spend 90% of its life on its trailer. But so many anglers think of a trailer as an afterthought. In reality, choosing the right trailer is just as important as choosing the right boat. Trailering your boat can save you a lot of time and money. It lets you experience fishing in different parts of the state. Let's say you want to go lobstering down in the Keys, scalloping up in Steenhatchee, or chasing redfish west of Jacksonville in the marsh. If you size the trailer properly to the boat and you maintain it well, towing a large center console is really not that hard. Florida DOT does have some laws that apply to large center consoles being pulled on big trailers over the highway, mainly with max width and brakes on your axles. Any boat over 8'6" will have to have a permit to be towed. You can get either a yearly permit if you travel a lot or a single-use permit if you only trailer the boat occasionally. When it comes to brakes, every axle on the trailer will have to have a set of brakes. A few key features you'll want to look for when you're choosing your trailer: disc brakes or drum brakes. Disc brakes last a lot longer, especially in a saltwater environment. One inexpensive option you really want to add to your trailer is a freshwater flush kit. It'll allow you to hook a garden hose, run through a series of hoses on the trailer, and it'll flush all the salt water out from your disc and your calipers. When you add a spare tire to your trailer, also add a spare hub. If you have a bearing failure on the side of the road, a spare hub can save the day. Let's talk about sizing the boat to the trailer. So many manufacturers, when they put a trailer underneath the boat, they use an adequate trailer. And what I mean by adequate, it'll carry the hull, it'll carry the engines, it'll carry the batteries and the fuel, but really doesn't leave anything extra for gear. It costs very little when you're buying the trailer new to increase the capacity. If you're taking a long trip, where does all the gear go? Yep, in the boat. And if you're a diver, that weight starts to add up very, very fast. Now let's go load the boat with fuel. Then ice, then frozen bait, then drinks, and our gear, maybe some dive tanks, all of our fishing tackle. Now you're going to be right at the gross weight of the trailer, or maybe even over it. Towing a maxed out trailer is much harder on you and your tow vehicle. And things like tires and bearings, they wear out much, much faster when they're at their max. All right, Chip, we're looking at center consoles in the 29 to 30 foot range. Any boat this size is going to be anchored at some point in time, whether you're bottom fishing or whether you're diving. And having a really big anchor locker is very important.
Yeah, it makes it very nice, and this has a windlass down below, which is nice as well as a feature, so you don't have to pull the anchor by hand, and you can control it from back there, and it's a really cool feature, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can stand behind the console, push a button, because a boat this size too is going to have a very large anchor. And I don't want to be tugging on that rope to pull that off the bottom.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the bow seating up here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I got some big fish boxes, and yeah, I mean, they're all insulated.
Yeah, I mean, as a professional captain, you know the importance of being able to keep fish fresh all day. You got to be able to, one, fit them in there if you get a big dolphin or a big kingfish, but then two, if it's insulated well, that way your fish stay fresh, your ice stays good.
Really makes a big difference.
Right.
Nice big opening with gas shocks. It's pretty nice.
Another thing I like about the bow seating is if it's the family, now you've got a good, comfortable place for everybody to sit. up here. This is nice. This would be where everyone kind of seems to gravitate. Everyone to the boat, whether you're just cruising intercoastal or whether you beach it at the sandbar. But let's say if it's just the boys, and we're going to leave the family back at home. I like the fact that you can take the cushions off.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to throw a cast net, or if you had to dock the boat, you can get up here on the front deck of the boat a lot easier like that without the cushions. You're not stomping on the cushions.
It makes it nice, that's for sure.
Earlier you said how people like to gather at the front of the boat. On the front seat of the console, if you've got additional seating like this, that's even more comfortable than that. If we're making a long run, this is a great place to sit. The wind's in your face. Your family's going to want to be up here most of the time. So don't underestimate the importance of having really, really comfortable seating on the boat. No matter what size boat you're looking at, especially the larger center consoles, console design I think is key. This is where you're going to be spending a lot of time, especially if we're going to be running to the islands.
Yeah.
It's got to be comfortable. You have to be able to sit, reach your controls, and just have a comfortable attitude to be able to make a long run.
Yeah, and the layout's so important, the way that they set things up and where your machines are and where your switches are and your trim tabs and access to everything while you're, driving the boat so you don't lose focus of what's going on.
What I like about this big flat area here is you have a lot of room for your flush mounted electronics. It seems like everybody's going to bigger and bigger and bigger screens. Hell, before you know it, they'll be putting, flat screen televisions up here. It's really important to know what electronics you're going to install on the boat, pick them about the same time you're picking the boat, and make sure they fit. Because if you have a boat that has a small center console and you go buy this big unit and you find that it won't fit, well, either you got to get rid of the unit or you're not going to be happy with the boat choice.
Yeah, you're right.
Up next, Captain Chip Sheehan will present the Florida Sportsman Best Boat Seminar Series. This segment is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
It's 200 streamlined horsepower of Yamaha forward thinking. The all-new F200 inline 4-stroke. Whether you're an offshore angler, pontoon cruiser, bay boater, or walleye hunter, the responsive and fuel-efficient F200 combines amazing power and versatility in one incredibly compact and lightweight package. The all-new F200. Legendary Yamaha reliability and the freedom of forward thinking.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman's Best Boat. Let's check in with Captain Chip Sheehan as he presents the Florida Sportsman Best Boat Seminar Series.
All right, Chip, let's put a set of outriggers on this 30-foot Cobia center console. First, we'll go through the parts that are required. While we're doing this, I'm laying everything out. Give me an idea of why you would run outriggers on a boat in the first place.
The main purpose is just to spread your baits out, and to cover more of a water column and to keep everything from being tangled.
All right, we'll start from the bottom and feed our way forward with the line. Now you want to talk about the little ball stop you have to put on there?
Yeah, the ball stop's just so it never gets hung up in your top eye-ring. It stops the clip from getting hung up there. Then we're going to attach a snap swivel that'll go to our clip here.
So the ball first, then the snap swivel.
Then a snap swivel, yep. Take your other swivel and attach it to the clip. Then we're going to make a pulley system to where you can tighten and loosen and adjust your rigger. These are pulleys. They go on your line to make it real smooth when you're putting the rigger up and down.
So we go through the pulley.
We've got to go through our swivel.
We've got the line from the base of the outrigger going through the pulley. This is a barrel swivel. And the base line is going through one end of the barrel swivel. We're going through the snap swivel, back to the barrel swivel, and we'll show you why we did this in just a minute. You got your adjustable clip here. You want to make sure your tensioner is to the top of the clip or toward the tip of the outrigger, and simply another snap swivel on this end. So this is how your line goes through and how all your parts attach. Okay, I'm going to crawl up there and slide this in if you'll hand it to me.
You got it.
This is definitely a two-man job. When you can do it by yourself, but it's so much easier when you have a buddy help.
Yeah, the most important thing is what you just stressed upon is not making a blockage point where if you do have a good fish on, you want to be able to walk all the way around these, the center console. The reason why we put this barrel swivel on here is so you can have control of your line. You can have it loose, and you can tighten it, get it nice and snug. Until you just let the barrel go, and it will catch itself. You can see how it keeps it nice and tight. And then with your pulley system here, it's nice and smooth. You can run the clip up to the top of the rigger, and your ball will stop it from hanging up, like I said before, on that that top loop. Give you a nice spread. This is an important thing. When you go to swing it back in, this is why we have the tensioner here. Because when the rigger's here or if it's in the back of the boat, sometimes you need more slack, and if you're gonna raise your rigger up or bring your rigger down, you're gonna need to have the adjustment, be able to adjust it as well.
Now you can get the idea of how wide you'll be able to spread your baits.
One way I do it on my boat, when we're done fishing for the day and we're ready to go home, and you also do it if you want to collapse the rigger and make the rigger short again, because it's a retractable outrigger. We just tighten it up and get it, go around this up here. This way, it's up and out of the way, and you're ready to run home. And you don't have to worry about it being down here or anything else, and it stays nice and clean.
Okay. When it comes to running in real cold weather, or let's say we hit a rainstorm, having a fully enclosed console like on this particular boat is nice. It even has a hydraulic windshield that you could raise up. Now if we were running in the wintertime and it was chilly, this would be a really nice option to have, because now we're completely enclosed, we're going to stay dry, we're going to stay warm.
Very neat.
All right, now we're getting to the part of the boat where all the action takes place. If we're out fishing, whether it's bottom fishing for snapper and grouper, whether we're trolling for dolphin or wahoo, this is where you're going to be spending a lot of time. What we have is, you have a tackle station. It's got 2 insulated boxes back here for all of your frozen bait. All of your tackle can go down here.
Very cool.
Easily accessible. What I like about it too, with the layout, as we're headed offshore, all our rods are here, you're driving, I'm not wasting time. I'm back here rigging the bait so that when we finally get on station and we're ready to start fishing, we're ready to go. We just take the rods out and right over the side.
Yeah, they did a nice job laying this out, and it's a cool design where the way they staggered the rods. You can put your spinners up top and your conventionals down below, and bait station here, it's a very nice setup. But the other thing that is really important on a boat this size is having the right live wells, the right live well system, and the right size wells. I noticed there's 2 nice size live wells on this boat. This one here, nicest thing I noticed about this is it's perfectly circular, and it really makes a difference on some live baits. And having 2 wells, one of the biggest advantage of it is being able to separate 2 different kinds of baits that I think, and it's nice if you can, put your goggle eyes in one and your pilchards in the other, so it keeps it separated and it makes it really nice. They did a nice job on these live wells on this boat.
Well, you're a professional captain, so you do this for a living, so I mean, understanding the difference of something like that to a weekend warrior, he may not realize, and he may throw all of his stuff in one area, or one well.
Yeah, but it's better for the bait, and it makes it a lot easier when you know to go get something. The pilchards are in here, or the goggle eyes are in there, or vice versa.
Right. Well, another thing I like too is fuel is expensive, and the more weight you carry, the more fuel you're going to burn. So as the day goes on and we use our baits, you might empty that live well, drain it, and then just use this one as your main live well. Now you've saved, 35, 40 gallons of seawater, and you're not lugging that weight around.
Yeah, that's true.
Up next, Dave and Chip will take you through our featured 29-foot center consoles. There's plenty more to come, so stick around for more Florida Sportsman's Best Boat. This segment is brought to you by the best-in-class Evinrude E-Tech 150 horsepower outboard engine. Proven power, proven reliability.
Evinrude E-Tech has been outperforming 4-stroke engines for years. But what about the latest 150 4-strokes that claim to deliver 2-stroke-like torque? See the proof for yourself. Get your free DVD now and watch how the 2-stroke Evinrude E-Tech 150 outpulls and out-accelerates the 4-stroke competition. See how it wins when it comes to maintenance, ease of winterization, and more. Evinrude E-Tech is the true champion. Go to evinrude150challenge.com and get your free DVD now.
Let's get back to Dave and Chip as they help you decide what's the best boat for you.
Having insulated fish boxes up in the bow of this boat is really nice, but what I really like is having fish boxes back here. You catch a big dolphin or a big wahoo, you gaff him, boom, drop him right in the floor of the boat, he's out of the way.
And there's nothing like having a big fish box. Making sure that the right size fish will fit in the box, and even if you're tuna fishing in the Bahamas or dolphin fishing offshore, you got to have enough place, room to be able to fit your fish with ice, so they're iced properly. It's very, very important when you're looking at the right boat. On the back of the boat here, it looks like we have 2 real nice live wells. Once again, they're oval wells, very well rounded, so your bait's not running into any corners. You have a nice water flow in a circle. It allows you to put more bait in it, and it keeps your bait nicer. 2 different wells, So you could put 2 separate types of bait, which is a nice feature. And you got nice windows and nice and clear where you can see your bait, check on them, make sure that your water's up and you're pressurized and your bait's doing good and healthy.
Well, if we're not going to be doing so much fishing and it's really just for the family, I like stern seating. This is going to be the most comfortable place in the boat, especially if it's rough. And for a long trip, sit back here, you can drive, I'm going to relax, and just wake me up when we get to where we're going.
It's very neat, and the nicest thing about this is that, when they started doing these bench seats, you used to have to where you have to take it off, put it on, pin it up, and these here, you just fold it back away, and it's always with you, and you got it whenever you need it.
Right, it's not taking up any cockpit space unless we want it.
Very cool design.
Well, you're a professional captain, so I don't have to tell you what it takes to maintain a boat, but having access to your systems like this would be so nice.
Yeah, you can't beat having easy access. Just whether it's maintenance on your batteries or switching a pump out, you got to be able to get the stuff to be able to do it. When you're in a tight situation, it really makes a big difference when you have access to it.
Well, you're operating these boats in a saltwater environment, and when it's brand new, you may not worry about it, but a year or two down the road, you're going to be messing with something down there.
Always something. You got that.
Well, I love to fish, but we also love to dive. So having access to the water is really important for us.
Yeah, in the center console market, especially this boat size, everybody's going to these side doors more and more. You're starting to see it on all different makes and all different models. Makes it really nice to access, if you're in the water, get you low to the water where you can slide right in with a ladder. It's very, very nice.
And even if they don't have a side door, a lot of boats have the stern door over here. That'll bring you right out onto the swim platform.
Yeah.
But if you've got your dive tanks on and everything, it's just so much easier to walk and step right off than it is to have to fall over backwards.
You got that right. That's a really nice feature.
And back to fishing, let's say you are lucky enough to catch that whopper of a fish you want to bring over the side, you could just drag him right through the door.
Well, if it isn't going to come in that door, it's definitely going to come in this door.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode. We've had a great time here at the Dockside Inn. We're in Fort Pierce, right on the inlet. We're just minutes away from the Fort Pierce Inlet. Their facility here is gorgeous. They've got hotel rooms, they have a dock, they have a marina, they sell live bait. So when you get your 29 to 30-foot center console, make sure that the Dockside Inn is on your short list of places to visit. We'll see you next time on Florida Sportsman Best Boat.
A center console in the 30-foot range is an offshore fishing machine that can still be trailered so you can experience a variety of fishing throughout the state. Comfortable seating makes them great for the family, plus twin outboards gives you plenty of range and performance. Fishing, cruising, or diving, a 30-foot center console may just be the best boat for you. Be sure to tune in next time to see more of the 36 boats we tested, from skinny water-capable 16-foot technical poling skiffs all the way to Gulfstream fishing machines in the 42-foot center console class. From stalking bonefish on the flats to pelagics in the ocean, or if you prefer quality time with the family, let Florida Sportsman help find the best boat for you. Camera boat provided by Carolina Skiff. For more information on the Best Boat series, pick up a copy of our new magazine, Florida Sportsman Best Boat, at newsstands, or visit us on the web at floridasportsman.com.